Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bowhunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkoviak. Today we're going to talk about this guy right here. This is the Leupold LTO Tracker HD model, and we're going to talk about some of the benefits of it. What is it? It's a thermal monocular. Okay, it's a thermal, it reads thermal. It's not night vision, it's not anything like that. It is strictly thermal. It's used, the reason I bought it is I want it for animal recovery. Will it help you find animals that you cannot find normally? Yes, it will. I guarantee it. I will show you why, I'll explain how, and I'm going to show you a ton of footage that I've done where I videotaped my cell phone through this to show you some of these things. But this thing is straight up amazing and impressive. It is strictly thermal, so it does not require any light like night vision does. It doesn't need that. It sees strictly thermal temperature kind of stuff. And I particularly went with this one for the specs. Now I'll put a screenshot in here for you so you can see the specs and the sensor sizes and the advantages and stuff that are in this. I'll put an actual screenshot in here so you can see this, all the different modes that it has, everything. It'll be right up here in the corner right now for you, a close-up so you can see the details. But this is the unit right here. And the reason it is a good buy is there's a new version of it out right now. So these are still available, but the Tracker 2 is out right now, and that one is actually double the price of what this one is. Or this one, I should say, has come down. If you were to buy this one 6 months ago, you would have paid double for it. You would have been well over, you would have been like $1,100, $1,200 for this model. Now it's closer to that $600 mark because the new one is out. Eventually that new one will come down a little bit too. Thermal changes pretty often. But this thing here is absolutely incredible. Now it does not come with the scope covers or how you see mine set up this way. I did this on purpose myself. I will put a link in the description for you to the scope. I got mine from Amazon. I will also put a link to, these are basically scope covers. Okay, these are Monstrum tactical scope covers that I put on there, just like your Butler Creeks, things like that, to protect this, to protect that sensor that's on there. And the eyepiece on here, but it's very simple, functional, but with these eye cups on there, it did a couple of things. It, like I said, protects everything for me and keeps it nice. It also gave me a place to put a lanyard, because there's nowhere to put a lanyard on this. And if I'm using this to not blood trail, it's not going to blood trail for you. But the main reason I bought it is that occasional gut shot animal, or that animal that you lose the blood on. With this, you can scan that perimeter. You open this thing up, you turn it on, and you can scan, and it will detect a heat signature out there. It says 750 yards. I think it's probably pushing it. They say human-sized object at 750 yards, but I would venture to say, from what I've been seeing with it, and I've taken out and I've watched a lot of deer through this. Again, you're going to see videos of that coming up here inside of here. In this video, you'll see footage of that. But I'm going to say probably out to 400 yards, you can see that it's a deer out there. After that, you can't tell what it is anymore. You can still see it as a deer out to about 400. But even through thick brush, out to about 75, 80 yards, I can still pick them up. That's what we want. Okay, so in that thick brush, if I lose blood, and I'm on an animal trail and I lose that blood trail and I can't find it, I can actually get this and I can use it and I can scan and I can try and find a heat signature of that animal. That's an incredible thing. Does it mean that it's replacing and going to make it where I'm going to not use my normal skills to try and find these animals and things like that? No, not at all. But what it does is it is a tool that lets me not lose animals as easily. Okay, so it's kind of almost a last resort. I won't carry this in my pack. I won't take it in the woods, but it will stay in my truck during hunting season. And if I happen to not be able to find an animal, I can go back to the truck and get this and help use it as a tool to help me find that animal and hopefully recover them. We don't lose a lot, but I don't want to lose any. And this may be a tool that helps it. Is it traditional? No, not necessarily. Is it woodsmanship? No, not necessarily. But again, when it comes to animal recovery, I'm not against something like this for that purpose. I don't want meat wasted out there. And I do think this is a brilliant idea for it. And I'm excited to try it out. But the cups, they are separate. These are scope cover caps on there that I put on there. And I will put a link to those down below for you so you know what size fits, as well as the scope. Lanyard-wise, I just took a piece of my serving that I use for my actual serving for my strings, and I connected it to the actual part of the lanyard right here through that loop. You can see it right through that scope cap cover, because there's nowhere on here to put one, so I hooked it right through there, and then I just put a piece of paracord on there, and that's it. And that way it can hang right there. You need it to be a little longer. You can't have it right here because you don't put this up to your eye. Okay, when this is on, it doesn't go to your eye like this. You actually hold it out here in front of your face a few inches till you get focus, and you can scan like this as you're looking. You're going to see the footage. I'm going to roll it in here for you in a second. But the thing is just an incredible tool. There's no doubt about it. Absolute incredible tool. Now, the real benefit, and the reason, I've been looking at them, I've talked about them, I've talked about the FLIRs. This one is much better sensor, better everything, refresh rate, better everything than a FLIR that you can afford. This is definitely affordable. There's one model of FLIR that's affordable. This one really just straight up blows the doors off of it from everything I'm seeing. So this is a pretty incredible setup here. But what else it's nice for, besides trying to recover animals, is here we have chickens and we got our dogs that are out and stuff like that too. And it's nice. Before I let the dogs out at night, I can actually turn this on and I can scan it, especially now in the springtime. Make sure there's no bears, make sure there's no coyotes out there. Real easy to be able to quickly scan my entire property and see if there's anything there. I hear something in the middle of the night over by the chickens, I can just simply, if the window is open, which our bedroom window faces there and it's usually open, this sits right on a nightstand next to my bed, and with the window open through the screen, I can go. If the window's closed, it will not go through glass. Okay, it's a heat signature. It needs to be able to get out there. And if you have a glass blocking that heat sensor, it's not going to record it. It just gets your reflection. But if the window's open, I can pull this thing up and I can look and I can see what's going on out there by a chicken coop. So it's nice. If I worry about somebody out here, if I hear a noise outside, somebody breaking into something, again, we live in the woods. We're out here remote. There's no street lights. There's no nothing here. If somebody's coming to do something to my house, it's kind of a nice security kind of thing that I can actually see them and see who's doing what and where before they even know I'm there. Without me shining flashlights from there, or my weapon lights or anything like that, I can actually analyze the situation from afar where they cannot see me first with this. So it's got a lot of practical purposes to it. Again, the footage, if I haven't already started rolling it in, I will start here for you. But it's a pretty powerful tool. It has 6 different zoom levels, and it's got a bunch of different color ranges. I really like the white and the black are my 2 favorites, but you have it says 8. You got 8 color choices to choose from, and I show them all to you in the video so you can see them all what they are. I can't remember what the names of all of them are, but this thing is a powerful tool, absolute power tool. I'm going to shut up, stop talking, and start showing you some of the footage and that I've found of deer and of some other things and stuff, and start rolling it in. Keep in mind that footage was shot through my cell phone with a couple, a 3-year-old Samsung 7, so this is not very high quality, not HD stuff. This is just right through me holding my cell phone right on this scope for you to see, so it's not high tech. And I promise you, what you see on my cell phone camera is nowhere near as good as it is when you're actually looking through this. This thing is incredible. And will it help recover a lot of animals? Yes, I do believe it will. Will I use it for anything else? Yes, I'm going to use it for coyote hunting. When I'm out there coyote hunting, normally I got to scan with a red light all night long. As my call's going, sit there and scan with a red light, back and forth. Then when I find something, I have to hold him on, and I have to wait for him. Then I got my gun on a bipod, I got to bring my gun up, and I got to kind of have that in the same position, and then I got to wait, and then I got to transfer while keeping him in that light to my light that's on the gun, and then I can get in there and I can take the shot. With this, I can actually scan with this without any lights or nobody or not any animals or anything seeing anything. And when I find a coyote, I can work him and I can see where he is, watch him, and there I can grab my gun, put my gun up like that, have it set, drop this, hit the red light, there he is, boom, and take him right out of the game. So it's a great gold mine for coyote hunting, predator hunting, and that kind of stuff. It's just a very useful tool. A lot of uses for it, so I'm pretty excited to have it. I'm very excited with what it can do. I bought it with the intention that I would test it and see if I liked it, and if I did, I'd do a review on it. If I didn't like it, I would send it back and get my money back. This thing, like I said, a little over $600. Well, that's a lot of money. Is it worth that money? In my opinion, yes, it is. Because if it helps us recover, in my group of people that I know and hunt with, if this will help us recover one animal that would have been lost otherwise, it pays for itself and it's worth it. So that's my thoughts on it. Here's the footage below here for you. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button down in the corner, and we'll be back with more stuff soon. Links to this and the eye cups and the setup that I got on here are also in the description. Thanks for watching. All right, here we go. Where are you? Right there's a deer. See him run off through the woods. See how well you can see him? You can still see him through all that brush. Sorry, I can still see them there. See him? You can still see that white blob right there, just above that black one. That's a deer. There he goes. He's moving. Sorry, focus is kind of... There you go. See him moving? He's got to be... Oh, I'm running out of battery too. Go figure. But that deer's got to be 100 yards, 85 yards from us. I'm going to swap that battery out. All right, we got some deer here. I can see them in front of me up there, but you can't see them obviously yet because the thermal doesn't work through windows. But I got my window down. Let's see if we can pick them up out here anywhere. Oh, there they are. Oh, my window didn't go all the way down. But you can see him there. And I can't, I need two hands for this, so I can't put it down anymore to show you. But he's probably, I'm going to say he's probably 30, 35 yards away. I think I'm on 1X. Let's go in a little tighter. There's 1.7. But you can see him right there. If I go in 2X, I think there's another one there too. Yeah, there's the other one. Look at him work through that brush. All that super thick stuff, and I can still see them. Look at him clear as day, and that is super thick right there. All kinds of underbrush and crap like that, and you can still see him clear as day. Sorry, I'm trying to fight holding two things at once and pay attention here. Well, look at how well you can see him still even back there in that real thick stuff. Look at him go. Look at him have to jump over all that. That's pretty awesome. All right, I see another deer. I just seen him cross. Let's see if we can find him. I just seen him come across the road. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Where'd he go? Right there. Look at him cruising through there. There he is. Let's go a little tighter zoom. There he is. See him? Look at him in all that trees right there. Hiding out, thinking he can get away with it. Tucked in there. He thinks we can't see him or we don't know he's there. Zoom it a little tighter for you. And if he's going to stand there, I'll show you some different modes. But look at how well you can see him hidden there. I mean, like I said, awesome tool. Let's change some modes. There's white hot, black hot, red, green, range, which is I don't care for. Copper I don't care for much. There's white. But like I said, out here in the woods, I like the white sometimes, and I also like the black. But you can see how he just jumps right out in that black. Imagine if that was a deer that was a gut shot or wounded animal, and he was bedded down somewhere, and you were using this to scan to find him. I'll bet that deer is probably 65, 70 yards. All right, there we go. We got deer here. That's about 50 yards. They're in the thing. I found them in there. Hang on, let me zoom back out here and show you. There they are right there. No cars coming yet, am I right? Nope, good. And I got it on black mode. And you can see how well you can see those deer. Like I said, they're 50, 60 yards away. They're not even afraid of me being here. And we'll go back to some different modes. There's high white. There's high black. Red. Green. Range. Copper. White right there. And then black. Black sometimes works better, but you can see them right there. And they are actually just inside that wood line right there. You can see them. If I zoom in, I'm on 1.7. If I zoom in on 2, you can see, look at that one. It's way back in there right there. Look at how well you can still see him, how well that shows up. He's got to be pushing 75, 80 yards. Look at, even behind all that brush, you can still see him clear as day as that black blob, and how well that would benefit you. Look at these deer here. Look at them in that thick stuff as they're moving through there. Look at how you can still see them in there. Now the trees block them, but all that brush that's in here, if it was daytime and I could show you this, it'd blow your mind. Oh, look, there's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't even look over there to see. There's 4. There's another one way back in there too. But these deer are, I mean, they're, like I said, you're talking some distance into there. And that's all overgrown, thicker stuff in there. You can see them bits and pieces, but look at how well you can see them. And they're 5, 6X back to 1X. 1.7, 2X, still no cars coming, but you can see that you can see these things. This is just an incredible tool, no doubt about it. Straight up, absolute incredible tool when it comes to animal recovery. I mean, like I said, you got to be pushing 75 yards now that they're back in there, and I can still see them clear as day even through that brush that's in there. So pretty awesome. There's another deer right there that is literally right on the other side of the road. He's right here by me. What's up, bud? Hey, I think there's another one back there in the woods somewhere. I thought I saw he might have ran off. Let's see if there's any more here. Oh, there we go. There's another one right there. Listen to him run through the water. He's getting out there now quite a ways. See if that other one's still here. Where'd he go? There he is right there running off that way. Can't turn that far, sorry. But there you go. More examples of deer. That thing's just amazing. I mean, like I said, pitch black out there. Can't see nothing. There he is right there. I watch for cars too. I'm on a major road here. Oh, there's two. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. This scope is pretty sweet, I'm not going to lie. This thing is pretty impressive. This is on the black mode. Those deer got to be, they're on the other side of that. They got to be pushing 50, 60 yards away. We'll zoom in a little more on them. There's 2X. This camera on my phone just doesn't do it justice to how good they look in the thing too. 3X, 4X, 5X. They start to blur out a little bit. 6X, back to 1X. I mean, you can just see how well you can see this stuff. Here we got a little porcupine. Look at him go. What's up, buddy? He's about 25 yards from me. Well, 20 yards. Little porcupine sitting there on a tree. See how the tree, like I said, blocks the thermal thing? You can't get through the tree. He's going to go out that back side. But you can't, you're obviously not going to get a thermal detection through a tree. But if he peeks around, which I doubt he will, we would be able to see him. I can hear him going up. He's climbing on that backside. So we'll leave him be. But there you go. Perfect little porcupine right there. There he is. You can see him there. I'm going to change some settings on him here and see here. Hang on. All right, where is he at? Right there. All right, there's that one. That one. Red. Green. Range. White. Like I said, when it comes to animals, that white or the black is definitely better. But you can see him right there hanging out. Let's see if we can zoom in on him a little bit. All right, I made it around my corner here. And now just a little bit more wood stuff. We're getting closer to my house so you can kind of see here how it looks. And it looks so much better as I look through the scope than what you're seeing through the phone. The phone just doesn't do this thing justice. Oh, there's something right there. Hold on, what do we got? We got deer. We got deer. There we go, right there. There's a deer. And there's a deer. Right there. Right there, 2 deer. Look at them. Those deer are over. They got to be 100 and something yards away. See how they kind of blob out a little bit when you get out there, zoomed out that far? But you can definitely see them as deer out there. That's awesome. But this is another example of thermal running, just kind of scanning the woods here along my road. Actually, that's my house over there. I don't know if you can see if the light will show through yet, but I can barely see my light flickering through the trees. It's the back road to my house. And we're just driving. Hang on, I gotta turn my knee here a lot. There we go. Here we are right here. We're about, again, 30 yards from those chickens. And you can see them right there. Something is, this is on 1.7. But just makes it really easy. But once they pass that tree will block them. Now, all the wood in the chicken coop and all the 2x4s and stuff, they do a little bit too. But the trees definitely, shut that stuff right down. You can't get this heat signature through the trees. But otherwise, like I said, you can pick them up for a long distance out. I'll go through the settings on here again one more time here for you. There's the black mode. High white. Which you can see there too. Now, if I come over to my dog on a porch, will he show up as high white? He does. But see, just that little blob too. You can see the color highlighted from my roof from being, from the sun hitting it. Actually, not much sun hitting it. That's just heat. See, this is where it gets confusing. That heat you're seeing over there is actually from a trampoline piece that's laying there, so the sun is hit it, but it gets kind of confusing because it does catch parts where the trees hit, that kind of thing. So that's why I don't care for that mode too much. There's high black. You can see it there. Almost looks like everything is on fire. That's where the heat is on that stuff, but it gets kind of confusing to find different things in it. Where if you go to red, you can, it's just really easy to identify. Red, green, white, or black, it's easier to identify the actual animals without all that busyness going on that you get in there. So if I go back to white right there, it just works perfect. Come on. Come on, Riley. Come on. Come on. Come here. Riley, come over here. Come on. Good girl. Now you can see what she was just walking through right there in that brush right there is where I just had her sitting right in there, and you can still see it pretty good. Good job, sweetie.